the joy of sleep. A day that takes us through.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 35th episode of Sonic Talk. With me tonight is Alex Peel, who just wrapped up Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Also with me is GX Echidna.
I've been playing pay off credit cards, Ika.
I just lit the last candle on my menorah because I'm Jewish.
I just lit the last check that I'm paying for things.
Have you been visited by
awesome.
Hanukkah Harry?
There is no Hanukkah Harry. That's a myth. Shut up. I did not slam a door on him when I was a child, and that is why he will no longer visit me. Shut up.
He's just upset because he got visited by Krampus this year. See, he's just all upset about it.
You know, there are certain people who like what Krampus does to people, but unfortunately I am not one of them.
Yeah, for me it's like, forget Christmas Eve, forget Christmas this year. Star Wars is playing tonight. We are recording this on December 17th, and I can absolutely not wait, because this is the sequel to Return of the Jedi, which was 32 years ago now.
And while GX is doing whatever GX does, and I'm having dinner with my family, you will be in line waiting for Star Wars.
Yes, wearing a Jedi bathrobe and.
Oh my God! I did not mishear that. You're really cosplaying as a Jedi.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, you're sitting in line for a movie that anyone will be able to see in 2 or 3 days.
Oh, I plan on seeing it as soon as all the crazy people, specifically like Shigs, are done.
Yeah, there's $100 million in advance ticket sales that have been taken so far.
My mom wanted to see the other Star Wars movies before she saw this one, and so we started from episode 1.
Oh God, no! Why'd you do that?
And we just did episode 2 today.
It should have started with episode 4.
But episode 3, hey, they're all Star Wars movies. I'm not one of those hyper Star Wars assholes who doesn't acknowledge it.
Should we bring up
good.
the conversation that we had a few nights ago about me being excited to get the Blu-rays and you pissing all over my parade because, but they added a word. Oh my God. Someone shot for, it's like they rearranged one tiny scene and it just ruins his whole character.
You said that was a few months ago? That was, a few days ago? That was over a month ago.
It was a few nights ago, yeah.
A few nights. That was weeks ago.
Whatever. Our perspective of time and space is relative, old man. But yeah, I am a Greedite, by the way. I believe that Greedo shot first.
I believe Greedo died for our sins. And that we should worship him.
That is also part of the Greedite philosophy. Hail, brother.
Anyway, so what have you been up to this week, Alex?
Well, I have been visiting my parents. I have been preparing to finally take the final classes so that I may graduate and find a dead end job that a multimedia journalism degree will get me. And I've also been playing some Xenoblade Chronicles X. A mess upon mess of systems. A horribly convoluted game that is amazingly fun. Oh my God, the crap that game makes you do. You have to collect this and collect that. You have to set up all your little mining probes in the right places. Otherwise, you can't accomplish critical missions. Then you're just stuck in an infinity mission for hours on end because you can't get this one goddamn mineral that you really need because you haven't found the gosh darn probe yet. But it's so much fun though. It's kind of a similar sadism to how people have described the Dark Souls games, except not quite as sadistic.
Except it's not cruel. It's
not cruel, but it's mean.
Convoluted.
It's also mean because they just have these enemies that can squash you just walking around. Sometimes hidden behind rocks, or up on some cliff or something. Then you walk by, and then it sees you, and then your party gets wiped out.
I mean, you're making this sound less and less fun for me. I don't know if I'm going to pick that one up.
Just switch it to easy mode, and you'll be fine.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up where he left off because I've been playing it as well. Have you played the original Xenoblade on Wii?
Talking to Jason, right?
I played it for about 5 or 6 hours. I haven't played too much of that because.
Okay, the fighting system in it, and really a lot of the world itself, is pretty comparable to the original. It's almost set up like a passive RPG where you still have to move and you have to position yourself properly like you would an action RPG, but instead of directly attacking, your character attacks automatically, and your job is to kind of shoot off his special attacks and buffs at times that you feel is most opportune.
Think the first Mass Effect or KOTOR. It's kind of similar to that.
But a lot of the huge appeal of it is that it is a giant freaking world, and
oh my gosh,
they really want you to explore a lot of it just right off the gate. Part of getting through the game is you select one of many jobs, and which one did you choose, Alex?
Well, I wanted to choose the one that I felt no one else would choose, and so I chose to be a mediator.
Oh,
so
yes.
I can talk people out of their problems and stuff and help them with things.
Oh, I hear that that's the place in the game where there are some of the most screwed up characters just going around town and trying to solve people's dumb problems. I went with the exploration guy because that's the exploration job, whatever the first one is. Cause
that's Pathfinders.
Yeah, Pathfinder. For me, it was kind of like, you know what? I've got this huge world. I just want to see it, and that's the place where I am, because you do go through, but part of the joy of this game is just kind of seeing the majesty of the landscape, because the landscape is huge and it's just so full of other things. And even though there are a lot of things that are going to F you up if you screw with them, if you just let them go, they'll do whatever they do. There aren't a lot of
not necessarily
carnivores, we'll say.
There are lots of enemies in this game that will destroy you if they see you. You have to be really careful. Well,
it's a lot like the original Xenoblade. You know which ones are going to go aggro on you. You can visually see.
Yeah.
This enemy, if it sees me, it'll attack. If I just get near it in any sense, it'll attack. But most of the stuff is just pretty. Like, there are giant dinosaurs that, if you decide, hey, I'm going to swing my sword at that thing, yeah, you are screwed. It will stomp you. But
then there's one of those dinosaurs that's a level 92 tyrant that will kill you on sight.
But most of them are just like, hey, it's just like a big dinosaur thing that it's just going to leave you alone if you leave it alone.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of the wildlife in this is passive, but there's also plenty of stuff out there that will that will kill you if you get too close, and sometimes you don't see it. Especially later in the game and in later continents, there are things that are hidden until you walk right up to them, and then they will wreck you if you don't immediately book it.
So I think it's worth mentioning right away. You need to read the manual for this one.
Yeah, I've glanced through it at least.
So one of the things that they don't explain very well until you get to a certain mission is that it has a weird kind of mining system where the more you explore, you find these nodes. And the point of my job is, hey, I get rewarded for finding these nodes and establishing a kind of network scanning region for it. And once I do that, I can apply these special mining systems to it where it will continuously give me research that I can give to one of two weapons manufacturers, it will give me certain minerals and items, and I think at some points it also just straight up gives you money.
Oh, you do get regular money. You do get regular minerals, though. You can only hold so many uranium. Hold so much uranium until you gotta unload it somewhere.
Yeah, basically it's like, hey, right now I have 2 arms dealers unlocked. It's like once I get so much data for them, either by using my weapons or mining for stuff, I just unload it onto them. It's like, oh, you leveled up this manufacturer. Here's a new line of weapons that you're not leveled up enough to equip yet.
Yeah.
But everything moves pretty fast. It's a good game for moving at whatever pace you want to move. Well, yes and no. I've also had missions that are like, go to this continent. It's like, okay, am I ready for that continent? There's still things on this continent that'll house me, but it kind of does lead you. There are moments where you just kind of have to sneak. You have to use the environment. You're extremely mobile in this game, like ridiculously
I love the jumping in this. Apparently, like Mira has lower gravity than Earth, and so you can jump like 10 feet or something.
I don't know if they ever canonically explained it.
At least Nintendo said it in one of their presentations.
Okay, I missed it. It's a good game if you just want to kind of chew into a passive RPG. It's a good game if you just want to go around and see things. If you're an MMO player, this is a fantastic game for you.
And if you're someone who's always been interested in MMO but doesn't want to play other people, it's also great. You know, like
because there are other people, but there aren't really other people. You can't actually play with another player online at the same time, can you?
I believe you can. I believe you can do it with up to 32 people, but I've never done it myself. So I don't know.
Okay,
I see all these things.
Easy for me.
I see all these things saying, recruit this player, but I don't know. I've never actually gone out and tried to do it yet. But I've seen like video of 32 players going out and killing things, and they mention that in the game, so I assume that's the thing that you can do.
So, how far have you gotten? Like, what level are you at? Like, what?
It sounds like I am way further than you, but I've also been level grinding.
It's very easy to be way further than me when I've been working 60 hours a week the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. But I just did Chapter 6 in Dark Matter, and I'm level.
You're already on Chapter 6. Jesus.
I've actually been taking my time with this. I've been doing as many affinity missions as I can, but I'm level 27. I guess reached that.
Okay.
And I'm still getting fucked by things, by the way.
Well, that's part of the game.
Fucked by. I got. Okay, how do I say
Are you
this?
sure? I'm wondering if you picked up some sort of other. I'm sure you aren't playing like some sort of obscure Japanese porn game, like.
I got defeated by a giant monkey.
Like Xenoblade XXX?
Xenoblade Triple X Chronicles.
No. I have been playing Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 3, though. The game that the politically correct don't want you to play, apparently.
I don't want you to play it, but for other reasons.
I'm kidding, of course. I don't even think that game's even out yet.
I've been playing a ton of different games, but since it's a Sonic Talk show, I kind of want to focus on ones that people have been interested, like Prope's Rodea the Sky Soldier, which is now available for Wii U, which...
I hear the Wii U version is really, really good.
Right.
The
Wii version is really, really good. The other versions, from what I've been told, are pieces of crap.
Yeah, this is how you play... Let me show you how you play the Wii U version. You take the disc, you take the Wii disc out, you take the Wii instruction manuals out, you put them in a different casing, and then you trade in the Wii U version and keep the Wii version. That's how you play that game.
That's called being a dick.
It's only a bonus. The Wii version is only a bonus on the first print runs of the game. Although I doubt there'll ever be a second print run. I doubt that it's going to sell that well.
I'm sure that's about as likely as the second print run of Devil's Third.
Yeah, this is probably one of the worst ports of a game I've played almost ever, since like maybe Sonic Genesis on the Game Boy Advance.
Wasn't the 3DS version technically even worse than the Wii U version?
Well, the thing is, the Wii U version is a port of the 3DS version.
But it's the 3DS version,
which is the port of the Wii version.
Right? Well, I don't know. I've only played the Wii version, so I know with that game, like you use the Wii pointer, you point at something, you hit a button, then you fly. Yeah, how does it work on the other versions of the game?
The Wii U version is really simple play mechanics. You point at an area, press the B button, you can start flying to there. You can hold down the A button to charge a boost attack and hit the enemies. And if you do it right, you could juggle yourself and keep yourself in the air for a really long period of time. It does have that kind of Sonic Team, feel to it.
Yeah, it's a little rough, like a Sonic Team game would.
Yeah, it's the most Sonic-y type game Yuji Naka has made outside of Sonic Adventure. And if you like doing homing attacks, if you like dash pads, if you like speed and flying around, and that kind of Sonic Adventure elements, you might really enjoy the Wii version. Now, the Wii U version, it plays it's in H. The only difference is it has HD graphics to it compared to the Wii version. But other than that, the colors are muted for some reason. It plays at half the frame rate or less.
Wow.
And
half the frame rate of the Wii version.
It doesn't use the Wii remote. It doesn't use gyro controls. It doesn't use any simple aiming of any kind. You have to tap A to jump up in the air.
Please tell me it uses the Wii Zapper.
No. You
play this entire game by scanning in your amiibo.
That would probably be
scanning Mario to move forward, scanning Luigi to move backward.
Oh God!
Right, but you have to use the left analog stick to move around, where you use the right analog stick to aim where you want to go, and then hit the A button to get up in the air. Hit the B button to start zooming in, and I think then you could press A again to start boosting. But
that sounds really complicated.
It's done on the right analog stick, and it's really hard to control. And I'm constantly hitting like cliff walls and everywhere except where I need to go. And this is what it was like at E3. It was a horrible, horrible port. And one of the things you can do is you press Y to jump really, really high so you can get your footing on where you need to aim. And then you could press the button to get going. Plus, as complicated as those flight controls, and then they added in a flight meter, so if you don't get to your destination in time or don't hit your target, you fall to your death. And that's missing from the Wii version. Plus, what's missing from the Wii version is special bonus levels that are in 2D where you fly around and you're collecting, not rings, but these gold stones. So there's not only elements missing, but then they overcomplicated the controls to ridiculous degrees where it's just not fun at all.
I'm confused. I thought you said the Wii version was like a Sonic game.
Yeah, the Wii version is like a... Oh.
GX is making an anti-Sonic crack, Jason.
It took me 2 seconds to get that, yeah.
But I will say, though, that I do love the speed of the Wii version. I have never played a game that handles flight like this before, and it does feel very refreshing, and it's such a crying shame that the only way Yuji Naka could get the game out was by making a really crappy port to the Wii U. Which I assume that the Wii U version is pretty much just meant to be a vehicle to make the original Wii version viable for publishing.
Yeah, because it was already set to go in 2011.
Yeah,
and then. By that time, the Wii is pretty much dead. The Wii U is either coming out or or here. I think it was just a year out. And so they decided, well, we'll do a 3DS port and then put the Wii version out at the same time.
And then was actually announced with the Wii version.
Right, and then Kadokawa Games took so long on the 3DS port that ended up with, well, then we need to do a Wii U port so that's the only way you can bring out that game now because the Wii's dead. So then they took forever on that port, and now it just comes out.
In the end, I'm glad they didn't just release a 3DS port, and I'm really glad that we got this game.
Yeah, because the Wii game itself is great, except for one thing it needs is to be able to put in the nunchuck and let me walk around with the analog stick instead of the D-pad, because that's
that would
freaking
have been more
ridiculous. It would have been way more comfortable. But other than that,
I understand. I kind of understand why they did that, because I guess they came up with this control scheme they were really proud of that works reasonably well. Like I don't really have any serious issues with using the D-pad, but the analog stick would have just been more comfortable.
Yeah, I think it's partially punishing you for being on the ground, because it's kind of a game where you want to juggle up and stay flying in the air for a long time, flying and attacking enemies. There is
one thing about the Wii version that does bug me, and that's when you take damage, you lose the ability to use certain flight capabilities, and when you're like one hit away from death, you can barely fly into the air, and you have to run around looking for a health item.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. Because once you got like 3 health bars. You get one, and you're at your topmost, your hair goes yellow like a Super Saiyan or something. And you could do the most damage. Where in the middle, and then in the middle, you just could do regular damage. And then on your lowest level, you could barely fly. You can't do any damage, and you have to hurry up and find a power level, or else if they hit you one more time, you're dead.
So, in terms of level design, I am very happy that Yuji Naka didn't fall into the usual Sonic Team traps. Like, there's this one mission where you have to jump around a tree to gather herbs, and I was afraid this was like some sort of small hint at these horrible collectathon missions that we'd be getting later. And thankfully, at least from where I stopped playing, we haven't gotten any of those yet. And each level has just been a straightforward, do this, destroy a few things, get to the end of the level. Very, very simple, very fun missions, the way it should be.
Now, there's areas where you hit a trail of the gold stones and you'll just automatically fly on your own. There's a lot of automated sections. Yeah. And
I don't mind automated.
There's even speed pads like in the Sonic games.
That is I found funny. So weird to have such obvious Sonic references in the Yuji Naka game.
In fact, the one thing I don't care for is the gun. Like, sometimes you get a gun as a power-up and then can get aim and shoot. And that just feels really weird, because I'm used to doing this homing attack, and I prefer doing that over just dropping to the ground and then shooting stuff.
Well, I like shooting things in midair and shooting things while I'm flying when I can. I try to never be on the ground.
So just as devil's advocate here, I already purchased the game, so this answer is kind of meaningless to me. But let's say the listener at home, do you feel like it's worth buying the, $60 game in order to get the Wii game?
Well, for one, I believe it's $50.
No, it's 60. It's 60.
Oh, dang. All right, it's a little pricey then. If it were for $50, for a $50 Wii game, I think it would be a great purchase. Because the Wii U game, don't even bother with that. And I can't advocate trading the game in right after you buy it, because that just doesn't seem right. You're screwing over somebody at arrangement.
I joke, but I mean, let's be honest. The only person you're going to be screwing over there is GameStop, because nobody going to be buying this.
All right, if you want to screw over GameStop, then go ahead and do that, and you'll get what? You'll get $20 back, $10.
I think I got it $23 back.
Oh wow, that
probably won't be applicable anymore. We're probably already outside of that range.
But if you're looking for a good new Wii game to play on your Wii U or your Wii, And you don't mind, and you're not expecting
there are
some sort
literally
of
no
AAA
other
game,
options.
then go out and buy it. It's a really fun Sonic game. If you're a Sonic fan, go buy it, go play it. Just don't expect anything from the Wii U version.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, I was gonna bring up Yokai Watch, but we're getting kind of low on time, so I think we'll just go straight into Sonic news.
I can talk about what I purchased and haven't played yet.
Nah.
Tomy reveals new Sonic Boom and its 25th anniversary Sonic toys. You can view that on Sonic Stadium.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's
They sure did reveal drawings of things that aren't.
Yeah, I was expecting like actual figures.
Well, they do show some pictures of stuff like.
So I will say,
was this an actual reveal, or was it just kind of leaked promotional materials?
I'm not sure which. It looks like pages, so it looks like something there where they showed it on their website or something. Anyway, I am a fan of the big-headed plush figures. Plushies. So I'm going to notice, and they're going to have a small plush of Styx and Metal Sonic and Shadow, and a big-headed plush of Styx that is going to be a must-have for me. I'm going to definitely get that one.
I've always had a bit of a weakness for classic Sonic plushes, so I might buy the Knuckles one. I don't know. I'll have to see them in person first, because these drawings are very nice, but for all we know, the actual things could be crap. So.
Tomy has a history. We'll put it that way.
Like, these Sonic Boom figures look way better than they'll end up looking. That's for sure.
Well, let's hope they look better than the current run, because the current run, the paint jobs on it are abysmal.
Well,
yeah. Even though the new Sonic, I noticed in the 2-packs, the white, they're using the old Burnbot Sonic, where the white is leaking into his cheekbone areas, where it looks like he's just crying Sonic or something.
I'm so glad I don't really
awful.
buy these sorts of figures anymore.
I buy high-quality, expensive figures that may or may not work with games.
The only figures I've ever bought in like the last 10 years are the Amiibo. And also
we all know about your secret stash of Anime Girl bikini figures.
Hey, shut up about that.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's the Bayonetta Amiibo.
Oh man, I cannot wait for that. Bayonetta. Okay, so I don't know. I've never really been all that interested in Sonic toys since I became an adult. So I don't know. I can't really speak to their quality very much. But if the plushes are good, has Tomy ever actually made plushes before?
Well, yeah, they've been making Sonic Boom plushes now for a little bit.
Are they any good, or do they look like Sonic is perpetually disgusted?
I mean, Chicks just said he likes the one line of the big-headed ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a big.
I thought you were referring to like
big-headed Dr. Eggman
things that were coming in the future.
And I haven't gotten the others, but I'm sure I'm getting them soon.
Well, maybe I'll get a Knuckles then.
Oops, sorry.
What the hell?
That is the other plush Sonic I have, the large talking plush Boom Sonic.
Thank God, I thought I had like a YouTube video playing or something.
So I'm actually curious, because it might just be because it's at a distance. Is that Roger Craig Smith?
Yes, it is Roger Craig Smith.
Okay, that's good. It's nice whenever they do that instead of what certain other toys do.
Well, really, it's just sound bites from the show.
Yeah, you know what? That's still a step up from what most toys get.
That's true.
So, Sonic Runners, I have yet to play that. I may never play that at this rate.
I've been barely playing that anymore. I'm so sick of the way they've been screwing over the customers with the whole, roulette and everything, and I can't stand it anymore, to be honest.
So, I have a question. If they removed the horrible pay-to-play elements,
it would be a good game. It's a decent side-scrolling auto runner. It's very fun. If they had made it so you could just buy any of the characters, save up your red rings, that'd be fine. But they're making it harder to get red rings. They're making it more expensive for the roulette, and everything. And then you're just getting like every time you spin the roulette, you're getting like a 6% chance of ever getting a character.
Well,
instead, you're always just getting a sidekick to have on you. But some of those can really help your score greatly, though.
I saw like a picture that was just a Sonic was just approaching like a wall of ball spikes or something.
Yeah, they said they removed the ball spikes now.
Well, that's good. Because like this sort of crap is exactly what would just turn me off even trying a game.
Yeah, and the last update had Fantasy Zone as one of the themes, and you can get Fantasy Zone sidekicks.
Oh, crap.
I think you could still get Oopa Oopa as a sidekick.
Oh man, I missed the Fantasy Zone thing.
Or is it Opa Opa? I forget.
I don't know. I've always said Opa Opa. I think they said Opa Opa in the... You know, we're getting off track. But,
now, Hardlight, I like the way they do their microtransactions. They've always been very fair. You're always saving up for the red rings, or you have the option more to buy. It feels more optional. And they've got a big update now.
And they're Sonic Dash 2, right?
Yeah, Sonic Dash 2 now has Shadow as... in their Sonic Boom game, and you can actually play him like right now. You don't have to buy him right away. There's a mini game contest where I guess his ability is when he spin dashes, he shoots out a big blast, and there's mines all over the level. And if you kill enough mines, you get to get him for free. Otherwise, he's 120 rings, which is the most expensive. Like, I don't have Tails yet, and he's 70 rings, so that's pretty pricey. But also, here's the one thing. It seems like Sega listens to me quite a bit on things, and makes things I specifically...
Or you're just prophetic.
It's just prophetic, maybe. I don't know. Because every time I mention a specific thing, I say, well, if they just did this, it would improve the game. They put it in, and it improves the game. And so, during my Sonic Dash 2 Sonic Boom review, I mentioned that there's only the jungle and the village environment, and he kept going back and forth, and it didn't really feel like a good variety. You get kind of bored after a while, and so now they've added Eggman's lair to the different areas you can go to. And
is his walls covered with chained up screaming animals or something?
There's little prisons that I think the villagers are in certain areas, and it's from the second episode where they run across the walls and their walls all have turrets.
Yeah,
it's got that in there. So you're inside that area of Eggman's lair, and you can see volcano lava underneath you. It's actually pretty nice.
So GX, go on.
I think the only downside is that they basically used up every major area now.
Well, there's the canyon. They haven't used the canyon yet.
No, let's not give them that idea.
Yes, there's the canyon. There's like, did they already do the jungle?
There's inside the house and outside the house. I guess there's the beach, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
They could do the water. They could run on the water.
Yeah,
it's not as visually diverse a place as, say, Sonic 2.
No.
Well, pretty much any Sonic thing, really.
Well, the last Sonic Dash only really had Seaside Hill and different areas of Seaside Hill.
Yeah.
And this one also is adding Eggman as a boss, so now you can fight a boss in the game. That's something I also complained about that they added to the game as boss fight.
I don't know. To be fair, this does seem like just sort of the obvious things they probably want to add over the course of updates.
I mean, it sounds like the obvious things that they added in the first one over the course.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing. That's another thing I like about Hardlight. They always update it. They always improve their game further and further. So Sonic Runners feels like it's, well, I mean, adding a time trial is good. I mean, now you have a separate little area that you can play differently.
Wait, how do you time trial an Infinite Runner where you don't control your speed?
In Sonic Runners.
Oh, okay.
So when you die in Sonic Runners, that's the end of the time trial, I guess.
It sounds kind of like Sonic Dash is is developed as a Western mobile game would be, whereas Sonic Runners is developed as every Japanese exploitative game.
Well, it's pretty much, this I think Americans have the free-to-play model, I think, nailed down a little better than Japan has right now.
Well, we did kind of come up with it, didn't we? Or at least we've been the ones using it the most.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I don't know. To a point, I think Korea really has us beat on even that.
Well, okay, yeah. I don't know too much about mobile gaming, so, you know.
It's not. I'm not even talking about mobile gaming. Like, as far
PC
as I know,
gaming.
Korea is all about the free-to-play PC crowd stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's where most of them make the most money.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm not a whale. That is ultimately what I think is to take away. None of us are whales.
I've been kind of a whale on Badge Catcher. I've spent at least $10 on badges on that game.
I am close to $10.
It's got what? UFO catcher, and that's addictive. No, you have this pink bunny who welcomes you into an arcade.
I know how the game works. I mean, okay, explain for the viewers, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. It's a pink bunny works you into this arcade where you have where you go to different claw machines and catch badges that look like the Disneyland pins you'd get at Disneyland or something, and they drop down, and then you can pin those onto your actual home screen where you normally select games and stuff. So if you want to do like Me Plaza, you can have a special pin for Me Plaza, and what I've done is I've taken all the folders of my regular programs and stuck them into or I've taken the icons of my regular programs and stuck them into folders. You can
put a pin onto a folder to label the folder.
Yeah, and you can also do that too. You can pin a folder. You can if you have a certain theme, like I have a Mario Underground theme, so I got Mario 8-bit characters around the files as well.
Basically, imagine it like Color Forms, only it's on your home screen.
Very true, very true.
I looked at this, I was doing some research, and it seemed like a tremendous waste of money to me.
I still
it is, but it's also addictive.
You can typically get like one free play a day if you do the practice game.
I had one day where I got 6 free plays in one sitting, because sometimes if you do like just their trivia questions just for fun, or if you talk to the bunny and you answer questions right, sometimes they'll give you a free play. And every time you play the practice game, almost every time you get at least one free play. But if you find a red backing on one of the practice pins, you can get like 3 free plays from that.
Well, anyway, since we're on the subject of Nintendo...
Yeah, I just want to kind of put out... For me, it's worth checking out if you want to, if you really do have that kind of desire to decorate the home screen. Like, if you if you just want to get a theme and say that's it, that's a valid option too. I do it because they have lots of different Nintendo games. I've only put money whenever I see, oh, well, I've definitely got to have that. Like, just recently they had a Dr. Mario set based on the NES remix, and I freaking love Dr. Mario, so... Heck, I put in $2 and I got all of those ones.
GX, do they have a Slowpoke set?
They have tons and tons of Pokemon. I'm sure they've had Slowpoke in there at some time, or if not, that they may have it in the future.
Because I love my Slowpoke thing. I love singing that reggae theme song.
And I mean, there are times where you can go in and it's like, hey, if you spend $2 over this period of time, we'll actually give you a theme. And it's usually like a blank theme that the badges go with, like, hey, here's one that kind of looks like an empty World 1-1 or an empty Underground thing. Or, I think the last one was, it looks like World 1-1, but everything's all winter-colored.
Well, okay, I'll give it a shot at some point. But
I think it's worth trying just for the free stuff that you can occasionally get.
All right.
Okay, while we're on the topic of microtransactions, coming in February, we got Bayonetta's coming as a playable character in Smash Brothers, and I know Alex is more than happy about that. But
oh man, I wish I had voted for her so that I could say I voted for her, but I didn't think she'd have a shot. This makes me really, really happy.
Yeah, that was
Thank
a real
you,
shock.
Ten
But
Fin.
also with that, we're getting 2 other Sega characters as Mii costumes, and that's Tails and Knuckles.
Well, more like
in their Sega Sonic style
costume.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
These are kind of great. Like that. If you appreciate Smash Brothers as a giant toy box collective of things that you can put together in incredibly dumb ways, like these costumes are just, they look so stupid that they're great. It's like,
so who's going to make some horrible nerdy Sonic cosplayers?
What?
Some nerdy Sonic cosplayers to stick in the Tails and Knuckles costumes.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm absolutely going to get Tails and Knuckles. I'm going to find some sort of way to make it look half rational, like I've did with all my other ones.
Yeah. Like,
you know me, I am able to put tons of effort and really fiddle with my Miis to get them to be how I want them.
Yeah, that Usopp one you have is just absolutely
I'm
great.
just going to dress up my Abraham Lincoln me in the Knuckles costume. Tails can be Hitler.
Yeah, the main differences here is like Tails is the gunner Mii, so he's got like a little weapon to him because seeing he's the tech guy, so I guess he went with that. And then Knuckles, of course, is the brawler.
And Amy Rose is the sword one.
I don't think they have an Amy Rose.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm just making crap up. I'm just making crap up.
That would actually make a lot of sense if they had done that, though.
Did they do a Sonic costume earlier, or am I remembering like the Microsoft Xbox avatar?
Mario Kart 8 has a Sonic costume, and of course, Super Mario Maker has a Sonic costume. That's about it.
I mean, these are good. They're appropriately stupid. I'm pretty happy. Like, I'm actually pretty impressed with what detail they put into the Geno one, because Geno actually makes a lot of sense turning a Mii into him based on the decorations that they've provided. You can make a pretty spot-on Geno. But, right. I mean, right now, I'm all about the Chocobo. Like, I want the big, stupid Chocobo head on my Mii costume and just run around, be a Final Fantasy chicken bird.
I'm just looking forward to beating up everybody as Knuckles finally. This is a day that has been long in coming. I'm finally going to get it.
Yeah, there's never been a Sonic fighting game in which you could be Knuckles. So I can understand your excitement.
Yes.
All right, and finally, partially finally, Sonic Boom is hitting DVDs with Volume 1, The Sidekick, coming out in February, but so far it's only been announced for the UK.
It's finally getting some semblance of a home release. I mean, in this era of digital everything, the only way you can watch Sonic Boom really legally is on Cartoon Network.
Only it's not even on Cartoon Network anymore for right now, so really the only option you guys have is YouTube, and no one seems to be fighting that. They're not. Cartoon Network's not, doing copyright strikes, and Sega's not doing.
I mean, let's be honest here. Everything surrounding how the cartoon has come into being and how it was performed and how it's being kind of treated in the marketplace has been really frickin' weird. Like,
yeah, really.
Like the development history of the game alone.
And I'm starting to think that Cartoon Network is just distributing the cartoon, onto their channel. I don't think they have any kind of rights whatsoever to it, because the
they have
DVD...
it on their website. They have it on their website. They've made specialized graphics for it. They've done something, but they just haven't... I agree that they probably don't own any stake in it.
Yeah, because Cartoon Network is partnered with Warner Brothers. And the DVD is coming out through Universal Pictures.
I'm going to cite something that was actually fairly weird on that note. As you know, 4Kids did all the dubbing and kind of did all the rights management-y stuff pertaining to Sonic X. But if you look on the Sonic X season DVDs, the company that actually put those together and released those was Funimation. And even now, we're looking at the announcement of, I can't even remember what the other company was, but they are putting it together again, and it's not, and I mean, like, 4Kids basically doesn't exist, let's be frank.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think it just kind of shows that the other companies that are managing this stuff just don't know how to distribute it otherwise. Like, even whenever 4Kids did, they have their garbage, hey, let's put 2 or 4 episodes on a disc and release it, and never mind if they're in order or if they met, like...
And that's exactly what's happening here. The Volume 1 is 11 episodes of the show. At least I gathered that because it's 2 hours and 24 minutes or 134 minutes, so I calculated that, and yeah, it's...
That's still a solid amount.
It's not 11. I think it's 13.
That's a solid quarter of a season?
It's 2.5 hours, yeah, and it's a quarter of the season. So it would be Volume 1 of 4.
That ain't bad. Like part of me going off on 4Kids, part of me is just sore over. Where is my freaking Kirby DVD box set?
Never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen. Give me it.
Kirby, that's the name you know. Kirby, he's the star of the show. You know what, I'll be honest, I don't like...
I wish I remember the rest of that song.
Yeah, I don't sing the whole thing, but I won't out of mercy.
I don't like most of 4Kids dubbing or editing or anything, but I thought they did a great job with Kirby. I'll give them that.
Kirby is their freaking best thing ever that they've ever done, and because it's... What could they really screw up? There's nothing to whitewash in that series.
Yeah, it's a 4Kids anime that was made for kids in the first place, so it's hard for them to find anything it's hard for them to find anything to censor. And I love the dubbing in it. I love that, King Dedede sounds like Foghorn Leghorn from the Looney Tunes.
Well, the thing, you can't screw up King Dedede because even in the Kirby, when he makes sounds like super low tone voice, like you can't have that be a cartoon character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am annoyed that there is no option right now for that, but at the same time, the way that these agreements have come together have been really freaking weird, and at least in some way, Deke still had all of their stuffs and was in the process of releasing discs, so we actually got the old classic series, but we had ADV take the Sonic movie, and they went out of business, so who the heck knows where the rights for that are.
That's what I'm wondering about. Does anybody even have the rights to the Sonic OVA anymore?
I have no freaking clue,
Probably not.
If somebody wanted to make a bootleg, or not bootleg, but one of those, when you get in the 99-cent store DVDs, if they wanted to publish Sonic OVA, I wonder if they'd have any legal issues with that or anything.
If I could get that movie for $1, I would buy 100 copies and just send it to everyone.
Yeah, it's like the Superman Max Fleischer, cartoons that have no copyright anymore.
No, it still has a copyright. It's just no one in the U.S. has the. Well,
I'm not saying it does, but I'm saying that would be the scenario if that was the case. But I have no idea if anybody has any rights to that anymore. It's weird.
After the big anime crash of the late 2000s, a lot of animes kind of went out of.
Well, gee, I wonder why when they were selling like 2 episodes for $30 or so back in the mid to late 90s. Anime was ridiculously expensive back in the day.
While that is true, remember the market for DVDs in general didn't really stabilize during that time. There were a lot of people trying a lot of different strategies in that point. And you got good stuff like, hey, here's a full season of Simpsons in a 4-disc box set, but that was also kind of not necessarily the norm.
Right.
So what makes anime special was that the anime distributors in Japan were selling their shows for a huge amount of money. and that really drove up the cost of producing dubs for their shows.
I think they're still doing that.
Or even just releasing subs. No,
but it's harder for them to do that now with
expensive.
Streaming like Crunchyroll and Netflix and Hulu and that. Makes it harder for them to sell them piece by piece, at ridiculous prices.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not done anymore.
Sonic X is on Hulu Plus right now. You can not only get the regular dub, 4Kids dub version, you can get the uncensored Japanese version with the English text.
Really?
I believe if One Piece was released
on Hulu.
Wait, what?
Now, here's my question. Do they translate the cursing?
I'd have to check on that. I know, I saw the final episode, and the part where Rouge slaps Eggman. Eggman's trying to get her out of her ship, and he does mention, "Oh yeah, you have a really big bosom," and she slaps him in the face.
Because that's kind of what I saw whenever the next re-release, whenever they were questioning, we're not sure if we're going to do the Japanese version on the disc too or not. I kind of looked at it and thought that stuff is probably what would be keeping it from doing that, but. If it's on
the one
Hulu,
I can remember where Sonic was saving Cream and they were getting shot by lasers and he goes, "Oh shit, let's go." I'd have to check and see if that's still in there.
I don't know. I'd like to think Sega does better cultivating of their brand, but yeah.
They have been really bad at cultivating brands pretty much since the beginning. As a Sega fanboy, I will admit that wholeheartedly, that they have been really bad at making any of their franchises last. Aside from Yakuza, they've been really good at Yakuza.
On the plus side, it has given us a great number of things that are just completely, widely different and disconnected from each other. Yeah,
that's one thing I love about the Sega Saturn is all those... They barely touched their Genesis franchises. They just made all new franchises, which I really enjoy. Same thing with the Dreamcast.
So, in summary, get some sort of Blu-ray or at least on digital stuff. Just give us Sonic Boom. Give us Sonic Boom.
Jason, since you are prophetic, or they listen to you, I need you to say the following things. Release a Sonic Boom Blu-ray box set. Release a Sonic OVA the movie Blu-ray. And, let's see, what else?
Sell it for $1.
You can have my third wish. Yes.
Release a Kirby box set.
Okay, I'm looking at the sub of Sonic X right now. It's checking.
No, don't look at the subs. Just say those things so that they happen.
Yeah, I want the Sonic OVA on Blu-ray and DVD and digital copy. It has to come with all three, like all the movies nowadays. Yeah, and if they do release Sonic X again, they would love the Japanese subs.
Okay, I guess we can live without Sonic Boom.
And Sonic Boom, I just want the
and Kirby.
Sonic, Kirby would be great, but I'd love to see Sonic Boom as just one whole set instead of being breaking up into 4 pieces. For God's sake, make a Blu-ray version. DVD does not help it. I mean, you can get it. I've been watching it in HD in my living room, and it's full-blown HD. It looks great.
I will say regarding Sonic Boom animation, has this weird... I don't know how to describe it. Like, there's these points where the movement doesn't look smooth. Like there's some sort of frame rate hitch going on. Anyone else notice that, or is that just a YouTube thing?
What, Sonic Boom?
Yeah.
No, sometimes their animation can be stiff, and it depends on who's directing it and what the budget is, and sometimes the animation can be even more fluid. It's interesting.
I found that if a character is standing in place, then their movement is really good and really solid. I found that once they start moving in an environment, that's where everything falls apart.
Like a good example of a good animation is the one where Sonic and Eggman end up switching brains. Or the what is it? The boy band one where Amy starts freaking out over Justin Bieber, During that, the animation style is they show it as way more emotional and way more, they're fidgety.
They got good heads.
Yeah.
They have very well rigged faces, we'll say.
I remember the fight in quotation marks between Sonic and Shadow being kind of stiff too. In that final episode there. Like, I wasn't expecting much because Sonic Boom doesn't tend to handle action very well. But I don't know, like...
no, it's really more of a situation comedy where the action is just secondary to everything else.
So, have they confirmed a second season yet?
Yeah, months ago?
They are back at a trade show about 2 months ago. They confirmed that there is a second season that's been ordered.
Okay, it was kind of an odd thing that was.
But they can't. I guess
having
they haven't.
Me in hysterics at the end of the season, where they kind of begged for the second season at the end of the first season, in the most self-deprecating way possible.
Yeah, like, with these 4 environments, the storytelling is endless.
Yeah.
That is probably one of the best things about is that it really is the Sonic. It is the Sonic cartoon for this generation basically our generation that has kind of grown up defending Sonic and then just crapping on Sonic. Very weird.
Hopefully with the second season they'll be able to fund another 4 environments. And maybe even some new characters.
So while Shigs is still busy apparently looking for swears in children's cartoons.
We should be
Sonic.
Let's go.
Sonic
Yep, it's
World.
there. It's there. I was just watching the scene.
Okay, so Sonic does indeed curse.
That was important to know.
It's very valuable information that if you watch Hulu, you're getting Sonic X uncensored in the subs.
But it's just really weird in that second. It's just really weird in that first half of the second series in Japanese that he just has his unit hanging out the whole time. I they kind of painted that out in the American version. It's just really awkward.
Sonic Lost World is coming to PC, huh?
No, I'm saying, what did you guys... Has anybody else but me been playing Sonic Lost World on PC?
Wait, it's out?
Played it.
Crap.
It came out in November, dude.
I heard it was coming, but I didn't think it was out.
So here's my question.
I have it on Wii U, so I'm fine.
Does the PC version have a Yoshi stage?
No, the Nintendo stages had to be cut out.
So the PC version doesn't have the Zelda stage either.
Doesn't have the Zelda stage, doesn't have the Yoshi stage, and they took out the circus stages. They took out the Circus Atari thing where you're bopping on the balloons because nobody really liked that, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
I'm glad they took out a
I think I'm good.
It does have the Knights bonus stage included.
Now, my question is, did they take out those weird, awful stages where you're just flying around trying to avoid spikes?
No, those are still there.
Does Cheat Engine work with it?
Does the what engine?
Does Cheat Engine work with it?
Cheat Engine?
Yes.
I have no clue. You can. The main reason I got it, of course, is for mods. There's lots of different mods available for it, and controlling the wisps is much more easier. You don't have to use the gyroscope or anything like that.
So, are there any improvements in this game beyond it not being on Wii U?
Well, just being off of Wii U, the controls are better. But other than that, it's pretty much the exact same game. It's in 1080p, 60 frames a second, and no gyro or Wii U controls.
I can confirm someone has a Cheat Engine script for it for invincibility, prevent ring loss on hit, stopping the timer, and getting 99 lives.
Nice. So,
I had no idea what the Cheat Engine is, so I didn't know.
Cheat Engine is a piece of... Basically, it's like Game Shark for PC.
How are the controls better?
Well, because on the... with the Wii U, you had that gamepad, and half the time there's stuff that was either touch or gyro controls, and that's taken
but
out.
you don't have to use touch.
And now you have more of a solid, you can use an Xbox One or a regular Xbox 360 controller to move around the environment. The only thing I don't like is the little corners they have for using a. You know how the Wisp Away they give you the items?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get a lot of extra bonus items that you can use by pressing in the right analog stick. And no, it's pressing the left. It's actually pressing in the left analog stick, which is a problem if you're really having a tense time with the game and you accidentally press it, and then that thing pops up.
It's Sonic Lost World. I'm always having a tense time with the game.
Well, yeah, but basically now these icons, instead of being off screen, are in both corners of both the item icon and I forget what the other icon is, are on two different corners of the screen.
Anyway, I'm happy with the Wii U
so that's
version.
the problem. But otherwise, if you are more than happy with the Wii U version, then stick with the Wii U version and don't get this one.
What if I'm not more than happy with the Wii U version?
Well, if you want to have your Sonic Lost World modded and maybe have Mario Galaxy levels eventually added to it, then maybe this is the way to go.
I'm not convinced that will happen. I'm not convinced people care enough about this game to do that.
Well, if they do some mods for it, then I'll pick it up on sale or something.
Will I get to play as Professor Pickle in this game? That is an important part.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yes, I'm sure that's being worked on as we speak. Use Professor Pickle.
The most important Sonic character.
Well, second most important after Knuckles, obviously.
Well, no, second most important
Google
after Big.
Sonic Lost World mods. How in the world would Big work out? Because he's so large.
Well, yeah, it's in his name. That's how you know Sonic characters are named good, so that you can listen to their name and then see, oh, I know why that guy is named Silver. It's because he's silver.
Big's brother large.
Yeah, it looks like so far the only mods are Metal, Boom Sonic, Classic Sonic, Shadow.
Those aren't bad mods.
That's about it.
Tell the modding community they're stupid and they must work on Knuckles and Professor Pickle.
And it looks like they're trying to mod back in the Zelda and Yoshi levels.
That sounds like a difficult task.
Hey, yeah, I can imagine.
You know what else is a difficult task?
And a Knuckles mod.
You know what another difficult task is?
Ending the show?
Lord.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank God.
Get yourself to Star Wars!
Yes, it's Star Wars time. I'm going to put some fresh batteries in my...
When you get yourself to Star Wars and you
$100
get back,
lightsaber.
Spoil it for the rest of us. Do not just start talking about, oh my God, this was such a horrible movie. I can't believe I sat out 2 hours for this. Phantom Menace was better. And Phantom Menace had that kid who couldn't act in Jar Jar Binks.
I mean, Alex, to be fair, no matter what I thought of the movie, I would just come in and say that to you.
Well, luckily,
even
I'll probably
if I loved
see it
I would
the same
just
time.
come in and say that to you directly.
You can't say it to me directly. We're like 5 states away from each other.
I'm gonna drive by after the movie theater and go, Rey is Chewbacca's secret love child.
All I heard is that you have a drive-by after the movie.
No, I'm gonna drive by drive by the people waiting in line and scream out that Rey is Chewbacca's secret love child.
No, what you need to do is for one thing, you have to walk slowly past the movie theater line, and then you have to say it loudly and say something plausible. Like, I don't know, I don't care enough to come up with anything.
I can't believe Princess Leia is a man all the time. Is itchy or lumpy.
Luke Skywalker is in fact everybody's son.
All right. Yeah, they're really keeping Luke a mystery of what exactly is going on with him in this one. So I love the fact that I'm going in here. That's another reason why I'm so anxious to see it now, just to make sure I don't get spoiled on anything. Because
I have a theory regarding Luke, but I just learned that the theory was wrong, and I'm actually relieved, so that's good.
No, there is no such thing as a super Jedi.
Anyway, I think it's time we wrap this up.
Luke Skywalker is Super Jedi level 4.
You people, every time I talk to you people, you take a minute off my life, so it's probably for the best that I...
Let's keep talking then. I want to see how far we can go with this then.
Yeah, I am
crap.
starving to death, and I got some tamales waiting for me.
See, he'll die before I do, so we have to go.
Peace out, people.
And we'll see you next month for our best of 2015, which is going to be a short list.
I have a spoiler for you. It's probably going to be Freedom Planet and Archie Comics stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm going to make a list of best Sonic games, which they are 3 that I can only put on the list, and then some Sonic-related games that are either inspired by...
You just mean Sonic games.
Well, there's only 3. There's Sonic Dash 2, there's Sonic Runners, and then there's Sonic 2 for the 3DS version.
Yes, lots of games.
Yeah, lots of games.
So you wanna, I don't know, sing us out, Jason, or whatever you do to end things? Talk us out.
No, that's going to be pretty much...
Star Wars all the way. Something
horrible stuff.
Chewbacca and Darth Vader in the sleigh. Hey!
Not going to do that, but there is a Mike Pollock Sonic the Hedgehog Christmas song he just sang, so I'm going to leave that at the end of the show, and goodbye.
Oh, thank God. Goodbye.
And that's it. We're done.
Sonic the Hedgehog is a most annoying guy, 'cause he sure won't let anyone forget he's the fastest thing alive. Sonic the Hedgehog has to foil every plan, with his shoes of red and his spiky head and his arms of blue or tan. He hangs with his do-gooder friends, Sticks, Knuckles, Amy, Tails. Whenever we do battle, how come it's always me that fails? Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog is my mortal enemy. He has made that plane in a bunch of games for a quarter century. Sonic the Hedgehog loves to show his super speed. Watch him spin and run, spewing eggy puns, foiling all my evil deeds. Through unnamed village with a chili dog in his hand, dashing here and there all around the square, saying, "Can't catch me, Eggman." I grab the wheel of my Eggmobile and try to get him back, but he'll barely pause a moment when he hears me yell, "Attack!" Sonic the Hedgehog, guess it wouldn't hurt to say, at this time of year with its festive cheer, have a happy holiday. Zippity zip zip, zippity zip zip, look at how Sonic's flown. Zippity zip zip, zippity zip zip, right through the Green Hill Zone.